What's up, everyone out there in YouTube land? It's me, Perry Lovewhistle, and I'm back on Acadian in Project Quarm. And as you can see, I'm back in sunny Firiona Vi. And that's because before Kunark ends, there are 2 remaining quests that I have to get done. And they're both right here. And they're both spell quests. So, first, let's do the simplest of the 2. In this lone cottage just behind the bank, you can find Barnall Flamehand. He is an erudite wizard just like me, and when you talk to him, he references some of the droppable spells in Kunark. There's a bunch of spells that just drop off of mobs in Kunark and can't be purchased. That's their solution to the end of the research thing. And of the ones that he wants, the most useless by far is Inferno of Al-Kabor, the latest in the Al-Kabor line of spells, which is just off. Matter of fact, the only thing with Al-Kabor's name that's any good is the Sky Headpiece, which is a clicky item that doesn't even cast an Al-Kabor spell. And as a reward, he randomly gives you one of 4 different spells. I'm hoping for Abscond, because that's the only one out of the 4 that's really useful. The first one, Tishan's Discord, not bad, it's an DD with a stun. Second one is Thunderbolt, that is a quad kiting spell with a stun. And Thunderbolt again. So, nothing super useful, but that is this quest, so I'm just going to keep bringing him Al-Kabor scrolls, hoping to get Abscond. Now the other quest, which is going to be the vast majority of this video, and by far the most useful of the 2 quests, is the Brain Bite quest. So all the way down here at the south end of Firiona Vi, in this cottage that's hidden behind another cottage, is a bunch of Purecaster vendors and trainers. And I actually can't train here because my faction is too low, but I can still do the quest. When you hail Despondo, he talks about how he is part of a group of explorers, and the other 3 have all died, and he needs a fellow wizard to rescue their souls. Tell him that you're willing to rescue their souls, and he says that if you bring all their souls back to him, he'll give you Brain Bite. Brain Bite is a Concussion spell, which will lower aggro. It's basically Jolt for wizards, and really necessary for raiding wizards like me. So to get the 3 bottles, you have to give him 3 gems. He needs a Peridot, an Onyx, and a Star Rose Quartz. All of which are sold right here in Firiona Vi by Drake Mountain Storm. I happen to already have them in my inventory, and you trade them over one at a time and get an ornate bottle. And he says, as he gives them to you, the name of the friend who is supposed to be trapped inside of that bottle. So each of these ornate bottles has the same name and are lore items. But when he gives them to you, he points out that they are for Mardon, Hampton, and Ryla. He does hint that you can identify them to verify that, which of course I would recommend doing prior to the turn-in. So I need to find 3 human skeletons to turn them in. And I'm going to start with the easiest one, in Trakanon's Teeth. Go to Trakanon's Teeth and go into the southeast corner like you're going to Sibyllus. But instead of going around Sibyllus to the south, like you're going to go into the dungeon, go to the north wall. The Project 1999 wiki has the location coordinates for this human skeleton. Let's see, he should be around here somewhere. And Oh, there he is. Now, according to the wiki, he is not KOS, and that is correct. Indifferent. You hail him, and he says, "Save my soul. Find wizard, desp," and that's it. So, make sure that I'm giving him the right one. This jar is Martin. Let me see if there's some way to get him to say his name. I wonder how you're supposed to figure out that he's Hampton. No, I have the wiki, so I'm gonna give him the Hampton ornate bottle, and he disappears, doesn't say anything, but gives me Hampton's soul in a bottle of swirling smoke. Okay, 1 out of 3. Now to the second easiest one, the human skeleton in Karnor's castle. And because I'm going into a dangerous zone, I want to have this pre-identified. This is Martin that I'm looking for. And also I want to point out, this one is going to be KOS to me, but if I had done this quest as soon as Kunark had dropped, he would not have been, because I was actually not KOS to Vinral Sathir, and I think that's because of my race and deity combo. But he will be KOS to me now, because I've done a lot of XP grinding and raids in Karnor's castle. This is also part of the reason why I'm recording this video at peak hours. I'm hoping that the entire zone is camped so that I can easily sneak back to where I need to go. Oh, here comes the puller, I think from the captain camp, giving me a nice, clear run. Since the skeleton will be KOS, I'm going to have to do some tricky work to get the turn in, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve that, well, if they work, I'll make sure to record them and put them in the video. Okay, we got good left courtyard camp. Okay, no mobs up here. No pathers. Oh, there's a pather. And he cannot see me. So go down to the end. See if I can slide past the hand room without aggroing them. There is not a hand group. That wall to my right, just on the other side of that, is where the human skeleton spawns. In the right center jail cell in the jail camp. Let's see here. I don't think I can walk through here without aggroing the skeletons in the jail cells. So we got one here on the right. Can't see inside the jail cell on the left, but I'm pretty sure there's one in there too. Oh, and he's attacked me. All right. Let's see if I can root him over here and at least see if there's a human skeleton. And there isn't. So let's take our sky necklace out of here and try something different. Okay, real quick. I did get a hand group. We pulled the human skeleton, and the bard is about to charm him. And this should be the right bottle. And he disappears. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for allowing that. Now I'm going to wait for a replacement and move on to the third skeleton. The third skeleton is here in City of Mist. And doing anything in City of Mist is a pain because even in peak hours, it's just not camped. And unfortunately, I've got to get up to the second floor of City of Mist and then get all the way to the back of it just to camp this skeleton. But I did get some help from guildies, so thank you, Bryn and Kurenai. And there is a trick to getting up to the second floor without having to go all the way to the back and get the key, which is what you're supposed to do. And that is if you levitate or you're really good with jumping and you can get over onto that banner, you can then float up into the middle of the second floor. And we're actually really close to where the human skeleton spawns if we do that. And we just gotta fight our way back straight south from here, and that is where the human skeleton spawns. And right here in the corner. And the fact that he is in the corner is actually how you can manage to do this turn-in, even though he is always KOS. But it looks like this is already being camped, and looks like they just killed the human skeleton, which is too bad. So let's see if we can hang out and hopefully do the turn-in without having to camp this ourselves, because we don't really have a good group for that. We have a good group for getting up here, but we don't have a good group for holding this camp. Well, a wipe and a reform of the group later, and we are back up here. Everything is fully popped, but now I get to actually try that trick that I was talking about earlier. Now, you can do this by invising, getting really close, opening the door, targeting him, opening a trade window, closing the door, etc. But I want to try seeing if I can do it using bind sight. And it looks like you can. So I just got right up next to this wall, targeted him, cast bind sight, an often overlooked spell, and got my turn in. So now I just gotta safely get everyone out of here and go do the final turn in for this spell. Which brings me back, possibly for the last time, to Firiona Vi. And I still can't train at Despondo. Now let's verify this. We've got Marda's soul, Ryla's soul, and Hampton's soul. Give all three of them to Despondo. And receive the Scroll of Brain Bite. Which, by the way, when you scribe it, it calls it Concussion. So there it is, 25 mana cost, 2-second cast time. So now I can go nuke crazy on raid mobs, and as long as I put in Concussion every once in a while, I won't draw too much aggro. But that is it for Kunark Wizard quests. Now all I've got to do is grind up levels so that I'm as high level as possible before Valios comes out, because there are a lot of Valios quests. So until next time, bye!